Hark now, hear the angels sing, new King born today. Man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. I'm celebrating Christmas at my house. You can see I'm all decked up, I'm all ready, because this Christmas week we are cooking a Christmas pudding! Yay! So what I have here is chopped apricots. I've got some cranberry, I've got some raisin, I've got some sultanas, I've got some prunes, and also I've got candy peels, which is generally orange peels. So all this mixture needs to be soaked with some alcohol. Now that mixture, ideally for this recipe, has to be soaked for at least a month. Well, if you haven't soaked it for a month, don't feel so bad. It's not that you can't cook this recipe, you still can. Just soak them for a day, do them a little justice, and they will actually soak up the alcohol. You'll see, the more they mature, the more flavor comes. So at least a day. So I've got about 100 grams of butter, about 50 grams of sugar, which is brown and white mixed. And now I need to just whip some eggs in it. So once this is fluffy, we're going to add all the dry ingredients, which is a mixture of flour, cocoa powder and breadcrumbs. At this stage, I'm going to add the soaked fruits. Wow, the cheer of Christmas in the pudding. And now, the most amazing part, a dry spice mix which is made up of star anise, cinnamon, a little bit of cloves. That's the Christmas spice mix. There you go. Well, the black color comes from malt. Malt is originally used in a Christmas pudding recipe. If you don't find malt, which I generally don't find in the markets as well, what I do is I make a blackjack. A blackjack is a little blacker caramel. Just don't let the sugar burn. But just before it's kind of getting their smokiness, the caramel has become dark, remove it, keep stirring it, it becomes darkest brown, and that's what we're going to add. About 2 spoons of blackjack. Now this is what the Christmas pudding color should be. This now has to cook for 2.5 hours in a steaming mode. Now you have to steam it. You can steam it in a pressure cooker, or actually if you have an oven, let it just gently steam in the oven. So what we need to do is line these molds with a little bit butter so that once the Christmas pudding goes in, it comes out easily. Almost filled till the top. And before I put them for steaming, just one last thing. I need to cover all of them really tightly, really well with some silver foil so that the water doesn't come inside. I'm going to pour a little water in the tray. This needs to steam in the oven for 2.5 hours at 100 degrees. Bye-bye. So the Christmas pudding has nicely baked 2.5 hours. The whole house is smelling of Christmas because that's how powerful this recipe is. And now is the time to plate it. Some Christmas decoration, and I've got a nice custard sauce which is made out of egg yolks, cream, a bit of vanilla. Christmas is here, and Christmas pudding just for you. A Christmas without a roast? Sounds strange. So we are going to do a lovely roast, but we're going to do it Indian style. We're going to do it Goan style. We're going to do a lovely chicken kafrial. Pan roasted, juicy, very tasty. I've got the winglets off and I need to get the gizzard off. you have to get all the entrails of the chicken. Now what we're going to do is cut the chicken right in half. You need to cut this part so that the entire masala can go inside and sit with the chicken. What I'm going to do is just first marinate the chicken with a bit of salt. Go with some lemon juice right on. Now I'm going to add a little bit of ginger garlic paste. So I'm going to keep them in the fridge for about half an hour to 45 minutes. And now the kaffir masala, which is a little spicy, but it's really nice. So I've got about 6 to 7 green chilies. We're going to take about 4 to 5 cloves, a teaspoon of black peppercorn, a teaspoon of jeera, just a couple of cinnamon. Just going to break it. Got some fresh ginger, about 8 to 10 cloves of garlic, fresh again, about a bunch of coriander leaves, some poppy seeds or khaskhas as you call it, and finally some tamarind pulp. We're going to add a little bit of water and make a fine blend of all these. Now this is going to be a green paste. It's about half an hour. The chicken's got marinated with some salt, lemon juice and ginger garlic paste. I've got my kaffir paste ready. Now I'm just going to marinate the chicken once again and keep it for about an hour. Alright, it's been an hour. The chicken is marinated well, and I'm sure the chicken is already flavorful. So if you have a large grill pan, I would ideally do that in one pan at one go, but I don't have one. So I've got these 2 pans. I'm going to do 2 chickens simultaneously. So what we've done here is we've put the skin side down first. And as you can see, the chicken is already getting a nice golden brown color. About 8 to 10 minutes on each side is good cooking. I've got some boiled potatoes. I'm going to cut them in wedges, plonk these boiled potatoes right onto the pan. Crisp with the chicken along with the juices, all the flavors are together. I don't want to waste this marinade, so I'm going to keep basting it with more marinade so that, you know, the flavors don't get wasted. I need this to kind of become a slight gravy along. And on my last pan, I'm going to do all the other veggies. Alright, the pan is hot. I'm going to add some zucchini, roughly cut, some peppers, some diced onions, and some capsicum. Just going to lightly season them. And the quarters of tomatoes into the pan, and just get these vegetables nicely sauteed, just about crisp, a little bit cooked, not completely cooked, because these are going to become the base of the chicken kaffir. Beautiful. Now because this is chicken with bone and we are cooking it on a pan and this is not going to see an oven at all, so what I recommend is cover it with a lid, simmer it, just gently let it cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Make sure that you keep twisting it and turning it, because you don't want one side of the chicken to get burned, because it's got some very beautiful flavors happening inside. Just going to line these veggies up, just like an army. That is definitely a winner. We got these lovely roast potatoes with the kafri al masala, and these needs to be the last thing on the plate. Have loads of fun this Christmas. Merry Christmas everybody, because I am going to enjoy some chicken kafri al. Merry Christmas!